What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, welcome back and thank you for your support. Guys, listen. I want to recant a statement I made in a couple of videos. Number one of the videos I made was yesterday. And to be honest with you, I was just looking at it from, just a surface standpoint, as far as how many wins I thought the University of Colorado would win, where I think the season be going into 2023. Now, true enough, we already spoke about that it will be an exciting year for college football with Coach Prime in the Power 5 conference, right? We've already spoken about that. But I'm going to talk a little bit about some stuff I've uncovered and why I think they will win more games than what people are predicting them to win, and a little intangible that I think will get them to where they are. Will they challenge for the Pac-12 championship? I got to be honest, I don't think so. But I think they will make it to a bowl game this year. And that's strong for a team that went 1-10 last year. Now, they got 11 games this year. We'll see how they go. But it all starts with TCU, and I'll get into that in a second. But the first thing I want to do, I'm going to talk about a little bit about why I came up with this video. I was sitting up here and I went back and looked again at the Coach Prime documentary that they have on Deion Sanders last year that they did. It's kind of like whatever that TV show is that they have in a training camp where, they go and follow NFL teams around and stuff like that. Same thing they did it with Coach Prime. You can go check it out on Amazon Prime. But I'm going to talk a little bit about, just how he is as a person. And I think that will go a long way with convincing these kids that they are better or just as good as who they're going to be playing against. Because a lot of times these kids come from different schools. Some people coming from Jackson State, which would be a big transition from the level of competition they had there to playing these 3, 4, 5-star recruits and players in these Power 5 conferences. First thing I want to talk about with Deion Sanders is this. You got to excuse me, I just got done walking back from the gym. The father figure aspect and the way he's building a family atmosphere. He doesn't treat his kids any different than he does the other players, and he makes them work just as hard as anybody else. He doesn't show favoritism. That's big. Because I was wondering, how would it be having your children play for you if that's going to be a distraction, and, will favoritism be involved? Now, yeah, they played with him at Jackson State, and I never heard anything about favoritism. So, I was just watching his character and a lot of stuff that's going on with him. And I'll be honest with you. This is what I come up with. He tells it like it is, and he shows you why he's saying it, or tries to show you the truth in everything he tells you. And I'm talking about him in relation to these kids that he's got. If you remember when Carmine McLean, a couple weeks ago, signed with him, they asked him what made him go there. Now, Carmine's kind of shy. His mom did most of the talking. And I want you to pay attention. She said she believed in him. Coach Prime, I'm talking about. She believed in Coach Prime. She saw the authenticity in him. She saw the conviction. She saw the honesty in him. In so many words. A lot of other parents that are going on these visits and stuff like that, you'll see it with these. They will see that too. And that's one of the things I am. I'm a big character person. I don't see nothing fake about him. You know what I mean? I don't see nothing that makes me side-eye him when he speaks. And that's a big motivating tool, especially when you're a football coach, because football is it's about talent, but a lot of it is about heart. Both of them together, you still have to supply it with motivation. He's very good at motivating these kids. I'm not going to have you do anything I didn't go through as a player, or I wouldn't go through as a player now, to win the objective. Right? Another thing about it. When they go on these recruiting trips, now tomorrow's National Signing Day. When they go on these recruiting trips and people come and visit and all of that stuff, one of the things, what the recruits say? Man, it feels like family. You know, or I picked them because it felt the most like family. Deion Sanders knows that. He knows that, and he knows the atmosphere that they're trying to create. And I think he's going to try to make it very hard for you to say no going there. You know, I said that before. He's saying, I think when he talks to these kids, one of his agendas are using coaching as a platform to develop better men as people, contributing members to society. And I think that's another thing, right? But that's just a little bit about him. And then you're probably like, oh, but they got to do with how many wins they're going to win. This is what I think. I want to get into it. There's so many things I didn't really pay attention to or just think about. I heard them, but I wasn't thinking about them. And I really reflected on the day. Supposedly he's trying to build this team to be competitive now. You know, he wants a competitive roster now. He's not trying to wait till next year to win, right? They're bringing in people from all different types of schools. Some from Jackson State, people from Arkansas, SEC, all these different divisions, right? 40% is supposed to be what? Graduate transfers. These are players that are going to be coming in, and this might be their last shot to get in the pros, or their last shot to show that they worth taking a look at in the NFL. 40% of the roster be made up of these guys. 40% would be undergraduate transfers. You know, now, we've been talking about the transfer portal. Supposedly he got over 40-something people in the transfer portal coming to one school. That's a high number, folks, and we can't discredit that. Supposedly, number 2 transfer portal class. This is Colorado. The other 20% would be recruits, kids from high school. And, you know, over time, they'll change up that formula, you know, as they get more and more recruits. But he's trying to make this thing competitive now where they can go out and win right away. I don't discredit or discount nothing that he's doing. I think he has a plan. He's already shown he has a plan. He's keeping his mouth shut. Tomorrow we're going to see a lot of surprises on that roster of who's coming to that school. And we'll have a better idea. Right now, Vegas got the over and under at 5.5 wins. One of my subscribers left me a comment yesterday night, and I was like, man, that's high. You know, because I said 4.5. They said 5. And I was like, okay, if they can win 5.5 games, I'm going through the roster, and through the schedule, I'm like, what games do I think they'll win? So this is what I think, honestly. I think they can win 8 games out of them 11. They can go 8-3. They might go higher than that depending on how fast they gel. Another factor about it is how fast Shedeur Sanders will adjust to the game. He might not have to adjust. I mean, the man got natural talent. He got a good arm, good ball placement. He can backpedal quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, he almost reminds me of Lamar Jackson a little bit. My thing is them first 5 games. If they can come out 2-3 in them first 5 games, they got a shot at making a big run. And this is just me talking about it. What else I got? I guess that's it. But I mean, I think if Vegas got them at 5.5 games, 2.5 more games is plausible. And you know, Vegas, they do a lot of the with all the numbers and stuff like that. So they be having inside intel and all this stuff. So if they coming out at 5.5 games, over and under for you to make your bet on, 2.5 games is not out of the question. And I think they'll win them 2.5 games. It all comes down to the gelling process, like I said, how fast these players are brought in, buy into the program, and how fast they see results of their hard work and labor, which I think they will see it really quick. So, I mean, 8-3 is a real possibility. 9-2, they might go 9-2. 9-2. And you might say, well, how are they going to go 9-2 playing in the, you know, they play USC, they play Oregon, Washington. This is the reason why. Out of them big 3, I'm going to say this. USC would be the hardest for them. Now, a lot of people are big Oregon fans and all that stuff, but my thing with Oregon is this. Oregon is sketchy sometimes. And a lot of these teams coming in there are going to be sleeping on Colorado, because remember, Colorado was one of the worst, if not the worst team there. So a lot of players are going to be laid back. They're going to come in there and smack people in the mouth and catch a lot of people by surprise. You mark my words when I say it. You know, we always see it in the NFL, other places. Teams that are extreme underdogs. Players come in, oh, we're going to beat them. We're going to do this. A lot of people going to be surprised. The first game is the one I'm most excited to see. I'm most excited to see what they do with TCU because I want to see Shedeur Sanders against TCU. And I think they got a really good chance of beating TCU. Why? Because TCU, they're going through a new quarterback. And a lot of, I see it plausible that Colorado could put up 30 points a game. And if they put up 30 points a game in that first game, I don't think the new quarterback or backup quarterback, whoever they got now, because Dugan's leaving, can even put them points up. They're making this offense where it's high volume. They're going to put up a lot of points on defense. They're setting these lines up, small, quick twitch, up the field, defensive back. They're trying to create a serious pass rush with these corners on the outside. That's why I think they're going to win some games because Pac-10 is pass happy. They're going to put the pressure on these players from the other team. These quarterbacks going to catch hell from Colorado. And they're going to be pushing up on them. And you'll see. There's going to be a lot of interceptions, a lot of turnovers. That's what I think. That's why I think they can win. But, I mean, that's just me talking. Tomorrow's National Signing Day. I'll do a video on who they got and how the season look and how I see it after that. But as of now, I think they could win up to 9 games. And I'm not a fanboy or nothing like that. I don't want to hear your mouths. But, I mean, it's too much. It's so much riding on, you know, the story of college football with Colorado. And Coach Prime, this is his legacy. He wanted to build something quick and he wanted to build something big. And it'll happen. After this year, though, all hell will break loose. But, yeah, I think they can go 8 wins. I say 8 wins, maybe 9. And I think it's possible. I mean, it's a lot of intangibles. I mean, but things can line up. This ain't the first time we've seen something crazy from Coach Prime. We don't know. But as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.